welcome back. I'm taking a break today from gardening. It's raining, has been raining for the last 2 days. And my peas are up in the pea patch and it's looking great. Corn is up in the smaller garden, it's looking great, except that last night we had some wind and it's laid down in some places, and when it quits raining I'll stand it back up. And but everything is looking good. The peas are up, the corn is up, the beans are up, tomatoes are growing, bell peppers are growing, watermelons are growing, squash, cucumbers, and okra. Everything is just looking great. And potatoes is just looking great for the season, and I'll have plenty to put in the freezer. But today I'm going to take a break and work in the shop. I have a request for a carving on my CNC Router mill, so I'll fulfill that request. And today I'm going to cut the wood. I'm going to make it out of cedar. It's going to wind up being 10 inches wide and 20 inches long. It'll be a nice 3D carving. So stay tuned and watch as we go. Thank you. The first thing I have is 2 blocks of cedar that I'm going to cut down, and I've cut these to 20 inches long. These are 7 inches wide, which will mean when I glue it up it'll be 14 inches wide. And I'm going to plane this down on both sides to where it'll have a smooth surface. But at the moment I'm going to joint these edges so that it'll be smooth and I can glue this together. Before I joint these edges on this cedar, I want to make sure that our fence is square to the deck. And it's off just a little bit, so let's see if we can square this up. Tighten that fence up there, and then loosen this part. This is for the loose over here is for the top part of the fence. And making sure that it's square, and it appears that it is, so we'll hold that there and tighten this. And it's about as square as I'm going to get it. So okay. And what I'm going to do is flatten this edge up on this piece and the other piece, and then I'll glue this together. This is what the cedar looks like. Don't quite know what I'm going to do right now, but at the moment I've got to go to the store and get some glue. I don't have any glue, but I'll glue this up to make this a 14 by 21 inch board. Once I get it glued, I'll let it sit overnight, and then I'll come back and plane it down to where it's uniform in thickness, and we'll check it out after that. Okay, I have these 2 pieces of cedar now that they're dressed on the edge on both. They're nice and smooth, and now I'm going to glue them up, and I'll glue them and clamp them and leave them set overnight. The glue that I intend to use is this waterproof Type Bond Ultimate Wood Glue. The green label would help you find it easier, but it's good for exterior and interior, but we're going to use it on this plaque that I'm going to make. to use enough glue that it's actually going to stick. So I'm wearing rubber gloves so I don't get this all over my hands, but it would make your hands be a mess. But this will help you feel if you have any imperfections in the wood, or if you have any trash in the glue, sawdust that gets in. It can maybe hinder your glue up. But we want to put the glue on. We're going to lay it down, and then we'll glue it up. So that we get a good joint, good glue joint. And we'll put it on until it squeezes out. Then we can wipe up the excess. You don't have to be too clean with it. Just clean enough that we don't get the excess, that we get the excess off, because we're going to come back and plane this down. But we'll tighten these clamps up now a little bit more. Give that glue a chance to soak in. I'm not too worried about these edges, because, as I said, we're coming back and we're going to plane them down. Then we'll turn this over. Clean our table up. I have to keep my table clean as I can. A little bit of glue's not going to hurt it, but there you go. That's giving us a nice glue joint there. And when we plane it, it'll come out smooth and be a good looking piece of wood, and it'll be ready for whatever we're going to do with it. But there you go. I'm going to leave this set up overnight. This is the program that I use to control my CNC router. This is Mach 3 software, which you feed the G-code into to control your router. This program I've had for about 6 years now on this machine, and it works real good, and I have seen no need to upgrade or change anything else. But to show you where it goes, I'll enter the the program that I'm going to cut into the computer, feed it into this application here, this program, this Mach 3 CNC router controller, and it move over, it'll send it to the electronics. These are the electronics that I built for my router, and it feeds off of the Mach 3 software to control it, and it has the stepper motors, the control, and the power transformers all feed in to my CNC router. And this controls the axis on this to cause the router head up and down and side to side and back and forth. The Z axis, the Y axis, and the X axis. But this is a homemade CNC router that I made myself. The size of this CNC router is 9 feet long, 5 feet wide. I can make a 4 by 8 foot sign if I wanted to, or make a panel door 8 foot tall using this router. And it works good for a homemade CNC router. The only thing I don't like about it is the rubber drive belts. I'm going to change this out soon. I'm going to put in a ball system on here that'll make it go back and forth, and that's what I put on. But I have those standing up in the corner over there. I'm limited in space in my shop because of this huge router, but that's all right. I get a lot of use out of it. I've made a lot of projects on it, from 3D carvings to plaques and signs, and I made a 8 foot long sign for the church that we had outside. I used an MDF weatherproof board to make it, and it's been up there for 5 years now, looking good still. At the moment I've loaded up the G-code, and I'm just doing a dry run I've loaded up the G-code and I'm doing a test run just to see how everything is working. And this is the program, and you can see off to the right, right here, that it is showing the path of the router. We'll move over to the router. You can see that it's operating. I don't have it running at the moment, and like I said, this is just a test run to see how it's doing, and everything at the moment is looking good. The test run is about 10% at the moment. It'll make a couple of passes on this to get to the right depth. This is just a rough cut that it would do if I were actually cutting, but you can see that it's moving, it's working. And again, I'll kind of explain how the process works on this. I have entered the G-code into this program, this Mach 3 program. This Mach 3 program moves from here, from the computer, to this control board. Control board, it moves down to the controllers. This control board tells these controllers what to do. The computer tells this control output what to tell the stepper motors, the controllers for the stepper motors. This is the power unit that controls all the access to the stepper motors, the power to them, and everything. This is the spindle. Spindle is run by a separate controller. This is a 220 volt. This is a 220 volt spindle controlled by that box you see over there on the wall. It takes the power coming into the from the outside, 220 volts, and runs it to this spindle. The spindle in turn cuts the process. You can see that the axis is controlled by these ball screws here. This controls the side to side. I also have the ball screw here for the up and down. And I have this belt that controls the back and forth. But that's the process. Again, the stepper motors that control this. These are heavy duty stepper motors. They're powerful, strong. You can't stop this with your hand. The magnet in here is so strong and it works so good. I mean, you wouldn't even want to try to stop it with your hand. But anyway, there's how this machine works. I want to use enough glue that it's actually going to stick. So I'm wearing rubber gloves so I don't get this all over my hands, but it would make your hands be a mess. But this will help you feel if you have any imperfections in the wood, or if you have any trash in the glue, sawdust that gets in. It can maybe hinder your glue up. But we want to put the glue on liberally, a good glue joint. Then we're going to lay it down, and then we'll glue it up. Going to snug our clamps so that we get a good joint. Then we can wipe up the excess. Then we'll turn this over. That's giving us a nice glue joint there. And when we plane it, it'll come out smooth and be a good looking piece of wood, and it'll be ready for whatever we're going to do with it. But there you go. I'm going to leave this set up overnight. The board is set overnight, and it's time now to go ahead and plane this down. Turn on the dust collector. Now that I have the board flat and trued on all four sides, I have to find the center of this board so I can set my 0 axis on the CNC router. And that spot right there will be our 0 axis point. This is our 0 axis. Okay, this carving on the first part is going to be a roughing cut with the router, and it will take about 4.5 hours. So